To be the light, you must feel the burn, given the power to move a tide, shake the sea. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series, we're going to be going over Neptune in the houses. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the 12th house. So having Neptune in your 12th house. And before we get into that, I have to remind you to check out my music. If you enjoyed the little snippet of music in the beginning of this video, you can check out my new single, Can't Take the Throne. Okay, on Spotify, Apple Music, and here on YouTube. Okay, all you have to do is type my name. You can also check me out on TikTok, okay, as well too. You can follow me on TikTok. My name is Sam_Dolphin. And finally, you can book a reading with me. I do astro as well as tarot. You can email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. All right, and we can go forward with that. So getting back into Neptune in the 12th house, okay? And the first thing I can say about Neptune in the 12th house is that you guys are super psychic, okay? Super psychic. And this is because Neptune is at home here. Neptune is a planet of psychic gifts and intuition that goes beyond everything. It's like the universal intuition, okay? And being in the 12th house, Pisces rules the 12th house and it's ruled by Neptune. So Neptune is at home in the 12th house. So you get to have all of Neptune's magical gifts and powers, and being intuitive and psychic is no exception, okay, here. So Neptune's all about, tapping into other people's energies and being intuitive and feeling everyone's vibe and being in tune with everyone's vibe. This is why people can read people and feel people's intentions and motives and emotions, is because of that intuitive energy. So you're talking about Neptune. Neptune is the planet of the universal emotional energy. And this is why I say you guys are super psychic, because, the moon or Pluto, that deals with, your feelings, being intuitive, or other people's. But with Neptune, what makes Neptune such a powerful, intuitive, and psychic, and gives such incredible energy, is that it deals with the emotions and the intuition of the world, okay? This is like the universe. This is like the universal vibe, tapping into the vibe and the emotions of the collective society at large. So not only can you read people personally, but you can also read the world. Like, this is why people are called psychics. This is because they can understand the patterns and where society is going based off of being able to tap into the vibe of the collective. So this is why psychics make predictions about the world. They see where the world's going. They see where society's going. They see where the problems and what are the solutions and what are the breakthroughs and the traps that can happen. This is because they can tap into, the universe emotionally, not just personally, okay? Other watery planets and houses deal with more personal or even more social, but Neptune and the 12th house, okay, it deals with the universe, okay? So you're tapping into the collective's vibe. And with that, you can predict so much, you can understand so much intuitively about the world. And like I said, again, this is why you guys predict things. This is why you guys understand certain events happening. Okay, this is this incredible psychic energy. So like I said, Neptune in the 12th house, right at home, you have very strong intuition, okay? You feel people's vibes, you feel people's energies. But what makes it even grander is the fact that this is the 12th house and this is Neptune, so it's the universal vibe. So you understand the collective's emotions, the vibe, and where things are going, where things are headed, how things are on an intuitive level and on the deepest level. So super psychic abilities in Neptune 12th house. Like I always say, like, you guys are just straight up psychics. And even if you're not a psychic, you're just you have very strong intuition. Very strong intuition, okay? And that's that gut feeling. That's that feeling that lets you understand and know things without being so logical, okay? It's just a feeling, a vibe, and it's a very powerful thing. So super intuitive, super psychic gifts. Neptune 12th house, straight up, you get the powers and the magic and the gifts of Neptune with no complication, no interruption, no compromise, okay? Because Neptune is at home here. So definitely a powerful thing. The next thing I can say about Neptune and the 12th house people is that you guys live a very magical reality, okay? Neptune in the 12th house, the 12th house is the most furthest away from physical reality. So this is all about illusions, dreams, okay? Astral projection, outer body experiences, psychedelics. This is what takes you outside of your body, okay? So much like superstitious thing, but I always say like you live a magical reality because the things that normal people don't experience because they're not that open spiritually like you are, or not that intuitive psychic, you deal with. So where people live a very normal basic life and not picking up downloads and messages and dealing with all that stuff that a lot of people like to consider superstition, you are Neptune 12th house people. You guys are dealing with amazing vivid dreams. You guys deal with like all the synchronicities and coincidences. So like you'll like drive and you'll see a billboard and it'll say something, and then the next day something like that would just manifest and happen. I mean, you guys deal with like having outer body experiences, like literally, okay, dreams, manifestations, okay. You guys are the type of people to pray for something and then it comes to life, you know, the next day. You guys are the ones who like pick up signs, and certain signs that you guys see, numbers, synchronicities, spiritual things, dreams, astral projection, magic, okay? Here, talking to spirits, hearing things that people call weird, superstition, magic, folktale, whatever. You guys experience this in your reality because, again, this is Neptune in the 12th house. It's at home here. Neptune deals with fantasy. It deals with spirits, angels, you know, everything that we can't explain logically, the furthest from physical reality. So this is what's being shown into your reality. So a lot of people might gaslight you guys or be like, what are you guys saying? But I know for a fact, Neptune 12th house people, you guys live with all these coincidences. You guys are the type of people who will have these like dreams and then it'll happen the next day. Weird synchronicities and coincidences, you know, spiritually feeling something and then it happening, being connected to someone spiritually, seeing ghosts, whatever it is, hearing angels, hearing spirits. You guys deal with this type of reality, okay? And it could be a nightmare too, but it's magical because it can't logically be explained, or we have trouble logically explaining it. But it's truth for you guys. So very interesting thing to understand, like Neptune 12th house people, you guys live a magical reality, and people will say, oh, it's not true, you didn't hear that, you didn't see that, that didn't happen, or oh, that's just a coincidence, like that's not really true. But you guys know that these coincidences are happening way too often. These synchronicities are happening way too often. Like these weird things are happening way too often. So it's like, listen, you guys live a magical reality. You guys are very gifted, and it's gonna differentiate you from the rest, okay? So just understand that. And it could be confusing too, because while so many people are living such a physical, practical reality, and they have their limitations or their kind of structures, you break those structures with the magical reality that you live in, and sometimes you can doubt it too. So just be mindful of that. You know, you live a magical reality, and what's happening to you is magical. You know, you guys are cool, you guys are different, you guys, you know, really are gifted, and it's definitely something to understand. Like Neptune 12th house people, you guys are gonna live a very cool reality with very things that people would doubt, things that people would say isn't true. But if you look at this world and how it's created, what can't happen, you know, what cannot happen, how can magic not exist, okay, with this world that we live in? Also, psychedelics, escapism, addictions, okay? When it comes to Neptune rules that, okay? Neptune deals with the fantasy, and sometimes we could be so addicted to the fantasy, the illusions, okay? So definitely be careful with that, because drugs and psychedelics could definitely be your weakness here with Neptune's 12th house. You could definitely love taking drugs, taking certain substances to kind of give you that escape, and it could become a huge addiction, always wanting to escape reality and feel like you're having an outer body experience, and being drunk and being high and being loopy on these drugs. be careful, Neptune 12th house people, because you guys could be very vulnerable to that, okay? And you guys can have lots of addictions. It doesn't even have to be drugs. It could be coffee. It could be sniffing, I don't know, it could be like, you know, yeah, sniffing like the smell of alcohol or something. It could be, you know, any weird, quirky, like, type of addiction that gives you a sensation that makes you feel like you're lightheaded or just escaping reality. You guys can get addicted to this stuff, and of course that's what drugs do a lot of times. So be careful. The ability or the possibility of being addicted to drugs can definitely be here with your addictions to escapism, you know, and feeling comfortable in that type of reality, and using drugs as a way to always escape reality and being your, you know, be on your cloud nine, you know. Very Neptune 12th house people. So, you know, be careful with the loopiness and the, you know, the drug use and the addictions, because it could definitely be your weak spot. Like I said, Neptune could be a dream, so you could be high up in a dream, and then when, you know, what happens when you come down. So don't let it be your nightmare. Don't let drugs be your demon. Also, with Neptune in the 12th house, you have a very sensitive energy, okay? Neptune is a very open energy, and so is the 12th house. They're the same thing. Neptune rules the 12th house because it rules Pisces, which rules the 12th house. You're talking about this Piscean energy, this Neptune energy. You guys are so open emotionally. And this makes you very relatable and caring, but it can make you very vulnerable. People can definitely take advantage of Neptune 12th house people. Okay, being that you guys are so emotionally open and compassionate with people, people take that and take advantage of that and use and abuse your energy, your emotional energy. Be careful of that emotional abuse, being so vulnerable and open to people. You need to have boundaries, Neptune 12th house, okay? You're so open, you feel other people's emotions, you can feel people's pain more than they feel their own. Be careful, because you're super intuitive, okay? Super emotional, but it makes you very sensitive. And, you know, you could deal with people draining your energy, taking advantage of you emotionally, okay? And you just being disrespected and used and abused because you're not respecting your boundaries. You're not putting a limit. You're not telling people, hey, this is where you stop. This is where you stop. Neptune is so open, and it's in the 12th house. It's home. So it's being completely open here. And that energy could be a persona or part of you where you struggle to, again, have boundaries, okay? Hey, this is where it stops. Hey, you can't do this. Hey, you can't do that. You know, being overly compassionate for people and feeling for them to the point where they take advantage of you. So be careful of your vulnerabilities, because you could be very vulnerable and sensitive here, okay, with Neptune in the 12th house. And this is why solitude is very important, okay? Solitude for Neptune 12th house is very important, okay? This is important so that you can take a break and rest and recover from so much energies that you're constantly taking in, being that you're such an open energy. You have to understand, emotional energy is very sensitive. Solitude is so good for your structure, for you to regain your energy back, for you to kind of take out all the toxins. Solitude is also good for you to get into your imagination and your creative and spiritual and psychic abilities, okay? Because you have this, but you can practice and get better creatively, artistically, spiritually through solitude. So these psychic gifts that you have can be enhanced and get better and better as you connect with yourself, okay? Be in yourself, you know, and people can connect to, you know, a God, pray to a God, meditate to the universe, whatever it is, to yourself. But being in solitude and having that center focus to center yourself and get into your emotions and feel out your gifts and feel out your abilities and build them up, and to regain your energy from all them emotional vampires that you be dealing with. Very important, solitude. Solitude will help you regain your energy, protect you from energy vampires, and also it'll help strengthen your psychic gifts. Strengthen your psychic gifts, okay? Because sometimes your psychic gifts can intimidate you. Sometimes it could feel like, oh my God, again, like, am I a part of this world? Why am I experiencing this reality other people aren't? Be into solitude so you can center yourself and meditate and relax and express yourself however artistically, creatively, spiritually, however you want. A very great way, and it's a very important thing for Neptune 12th house people have to do. So you will have moments in your life where you just have to deal with solitude just because, okay? It's a Neptune 12th house thing, and it's your form of protection and energy and regaining your energy. Also, creative and artistic Neptune and 12th house people, very creative, very artistic. Neptune is the planet of creativity, imagination. Okay, this is your imagination. So any arts, I don't care, photography, dancing, film, drawing, painting, singing, whatever it is, music, art, in creatives is a very good field for Neptune 12th house people. You guys will excel in these fields, and you guys are naturally very creative. You guys have very expansive imaginations, okay? This is why this is like a good place to get into like film, writing, poetry, whatever, creative, because you have such an expansive imagination. There's so many visions and ideas that you can come up with Neptune 12th house. Just like you're spiritually gifted and with like the psychic gifts and the spiritual gifts, you are also very creatively gifted, okay? Creatively gifted. So it's definitely a strength, you know, with Neptune 12th house. Very artistic, very creative people. And it's definitely something you should definitely even pursue or just tackle, or just like express yourself artistically in that way, because you guys have such an expansive imagination and a very intuitive one. You guys can do a lot of these artistic gifts naturally, okay? Neptune 12th house people, like, you guys are so naturally gifted. It's like a freestyle dancer, you know, instead of like learning a choreography, just naturally dancing, you know, to the flow of the music, and just being able to move so creative and artistically. Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like you guys are naturally artistic. It's like you just get these downloads, and it's so original and amazing. So definitely something you understand. Neptune 12th house, you guys are very creative, very artistic. Whichever field, photography, poetry, singing, music, whatever it is you guys choose to get into, you guys will excel, because that is definitely a field that is your personality. You guys are art. You guys are creative. You guys are imagination. Also, with Neptune in the 12th house, it's very important to be aware of your depression and your emotional baggage. Like I said, Neptune is a very open energy. You guys are absorbing so much energy constantly, and people can take advantage of that and bully you, take advantage of you, use you. You could just be so drained from all the negative energy you're taking in all the time, and that energy can pile up and cause depression. It's like emotional baggage. So important to be in solitude and do shadow work, okay? Because depression can be strong with Neptune's 12th house. You guys have to go over your emotions, because if you don't, because a lot of times Neptune is what we're not aware of, okay? And it deals with your emotions, so you're not aware of your emotions. You can pile up so much negative energy and emotional baggage that can stress you out subconsciously. So it's like, basically, you could be very moody and getting to very negative moods because of emotional baggage that you haven't gone over and did the dirty laundry to release them, express them, and release them. So it's so important to do shadow work with Neptune 12th house. You have to express your emotions. Don't just let them in and be unaware of them, okay? Because they're going to come and trigger you subconsciously. That's why you can get so many mood swings when you have Neptune 12th house. Very emotional people. It's because you're not looking over all the emotional baggage. You don't understand you got a bunch of dirty laundry that you need to clean up. Okay, you're taking in a lot of energies. You're dealing with lots of energy vampires. It's a lot of emotional stress to be a Neptune 12th house person. So you have to do the emotional maintenance. Okay, be in solitude. Cry your eyes off. Express your emotional energy, release them, so that you're not holding on to so much subconscious emotional baggage. This is what's going to cause you to have lots of mood swings, lots of depression, and lots of negative energy. It feels like a heavy cloud. It's because you're not doing the dirty laundry. So like I said, because you can taken so much and carry so much emotional baggage, you have to constantly do emotional maintenance. So get into your solitude, okay, when no one's here. Get into your own space and release your emotions by expressing them, feeling them, going into them, and releasing them, and comforting yourself emotionally. Taking care of yourself emotionally is a very important thing, because depression is very strong here. And when you're a psychic, when you're intuitive, when you have lots of emotional gifts, I don't care if it's coming from the 8th house or Scorpio or Cancer or the 4th house, Neptune or the 12th house or Pisces, wherever it's coming from, it's gonna cause you to have emotional maintenance. It's gonna mean that you're gonna need to take emotional responsibility, because there's so many emotions and energies that you're picking up on, when you have those psychic gifts. So emotional maintenance, do the shadow work, express, feel out your emotions, let them out, release them, so that you don't have so much emotional baggage and deal with so much depression with Neptune in the 12th house. Very important. Also, with Neptune in the 12th house, you guys could be unaware of your psychic gifts, your emotional, spiritual gifts, okay? So this piggybacks into what I said about Neptune in the 12th house being the hidden house and planet. Like, a lot of times this is energies you're not aware of. So you're not aware of your own Neptune energy, your own psychic gifts, your own psychic abilities, your emotional powers, okay? And I say emotional powers because it's so grand. We're talking about universal intuition. So again, a lot of these like magical realities that you're going through, a lot of times people can gaslight you. So for an example, you get an intuition, you get a feeling like, hey, this is going to happen, or this is what I'm getting, or this is what I think it is, and this is what I feel that it is. And people will be like, nah, that's not true. Or you express your psychic gifts and someone calls you a witch, or your family like says, no, you're not supposed to do that, or people doubting your abilities. People saying you're weird, people calling you a witch, people outcasting you because of your gifts. Okay, you not being aware or not taking ownership of your gifts because they're so weird and you're not in touch with it, and you keep it in your subconscious, you keep it down because you don't want to be this weird person with all these like psychic gifts and like that you don't know how to control, okay, because you haven't identified, you're not aware of it, or you feel weird and you want to put it away. Okay, because it's making you an outcast in society, or you don't understand it, or reality and society is telling you this is all superstition and you're just weird or you're a witch. Whatever it is, you have this disconnect with your spiritual gifts, this kind of like I don't identify with for any whatever reason, and you have to identify with it. Okay, Neptune 12th house people, you guys are not weird, you guys are gifted. Okay, you guys are not outcasts, you guys are gifted. And the more you're aware that you're gifted, the more that you can own your gifts instead of feeling like a victim towards it. Sometimes I could say Neptune 12th house is like being like a mutant, like, X-Men, where the mutants were so stressed from, their abilities. Well, it's the same thing we hear in Neptune 12th house. Like, your abilities can cause stress to you, with society outcasting you and forcing you to like put it away and be ashamed of it, or you just not really understanding it, and you get these intuitions, you get these like these downloads and synchronicities, but you're doubting it because it doesn't make sense with reality, because reality tells you that's not real. Again, own it. Own your magic, own your gifts, own your powers, own your psychic abilities, okay? The more you're aware of it and the more you own it, the better you can control it and the less it is a burden to you, okay? Because, Neptune 12th house people, everyone isn't a psychic just because you have Neptune 12th house. But what I will definitely say is you're definitely intuitive. There's levels to it. It could be to a strong point where you are psychic, but you're definitely intuitive, okay? And people will doubt this, but I'm telling you, when you own this, you can have control over it. You'll have the ability, because when you're conscious of something, you can control it better. When you're not conscious, it controls you. But once you're conscious of this and you understand, hey, I'm not weird, this is just my abilities, you can control it. You can put boundaries over it. You can own it and respect it. You can love it. You can have a good relationship with it, okay? Neptune 12th house can be like, clairvoyance, or being able to see people's auras, or hearing spirits. Like, it could be so much like extra just extrasensory abilities that just can cause, you know, interruptions in your reality. But I'm telling you, if you own it, if you're conscious of it, if you understand, hey, I'm just a gifted person, you know, with these abilities that I have to discipline myself with, you can become better control of it. And you can, instead of being your psychic abilities being a burden to you, it's now your power, your true power. So very important, Neptune 12th house. Own your psychic abilities by being aware of them. Be aware of your Neptune 12th house placement. Understand that this is what it comes with, and you're not some weirdo, you know, living a delusional life. You can sometimes be, but I'm telling you, like, you live a magical reality, and if you understand that, it can make life easier. So that's Neptune in the 12th house, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, you could book a reading with me. I do astro readings. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com, and we could go forward with that. You can also check out my music, my videos, all my cool stuff. All the links will be in the description box below. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.